Let's welcome back to the show The Hill columnist Kristin Tate, and we welcome New York State Senate Minority Leader Robert Ortt. It's great to have you both on. Robert Ortt, first to you. Okay, there's major blowback against CNN's Chris Cuomo. He helped orchestrate Governor Cuomo's response against his accusers. Now, the New York Attorney General is questioning, why did a CNN anchor who didn't work for the state, why did that person get confidential state information about state workers and state operations that impacted state business? So what's your take on that?
Well, it's a great question to ask, and I think it only confirms, when a lot of folks across this country, specifically Republicans and conservatives, when they talk about the media bias, look no further and always remember this right here, where you had, first of all, Chris Cuomo should never, ever have been interviewing his brother, ever, if you even want to call that an interview. But secondly, the idea that he was advising him and had access to personal information on these women is disgusting. It shows you this is almost this isn't journalism. This was a family, an inside family. Both these obviously brothers came up with their father, who was the governor of New York at one time. But it is an undeniable incestuous relationship here between two brothers. It was not journalism. CNN should be ashamed of themselves, and Chris Cuomo should not be employed by CNN any longer.
Is he going to get impeached?
The governor, I believe, absolutely will be impeached. The only thing that saves him from impeachment is his resignation.
All right, Kristin Tate, let's get to you. Critics are saying this is about abuse of power. Look at this email sent from Chris Cuomo in February to his brother, the governor's team of advisors. It's a draft of a statement the governor could use responding to the charges. The language in each are identical. They mirror each other. This is kind of strange behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute shame. CNN should be ashamed. And look, all throughout 2020, CNN aired regular primetime banter between the Cuomo brothers. One of those segments was just particularly cringeworthy. I think you played it earlier in the show, where Chris Cuomo held up a large nasal swab. I think it was an attempt at comedy. In another segment, Chris Cuomo told his brother that he's, quote, the best politician in the country. So by making light of this really terrible situation, CNN really destroyed whatever credibility they had left, and they created a conflict of interest that really made it impossible for the network to accurately or fairly cover Andrew Cuomo. And then this year, all of a sudden, when the sexual misconduct allegations came forward and were made public, Chris Cuomo said that, oh, all of a sudden now he can't cover his brother. You know, he never should have been covering his brother, either the good or the bad, but the network didn't decide to stop the coverage until all of the news about Andrew Cuomo became bad. It is shameful, it's unethical, and people are starting to catch on. This is part of why CNN's ratings are just nosediving. People are tuning out.
You know, Robert, to Kristin's point, Chris Cuomo, by the way, Chris Cuomo testified as part of the investigation by the state AG and about his role in advising the governor how to respond. What Kristin was saying is the CNN anchor said on his show in March he can't cover it, what was going on with his brother. But then behind the scenes, he's advising his brother secretly. He's helping to orchestrate the response. And then Governor Cuomo attacks his accusers, attacks the investigators, tries to discredit and delegitimize them. So this is stunning behavior that we're not sure that the general public understands the details and nuances of it. When you see what happened, how shocking is it to you that this was allowed to go on?
It's not surprising to me. It's still shocking to me that it would happen. And to your point about the governor's strategy, we have to infer that strategy was in part formed by his brother, who told his brother how to handle the media, how to go about this, and to try to discredit these women. And his brother knew about it, knew about the strategy, and was okay with it. And this is someone who is a major evening anchor with a major news network.
You know, Kristin, here's the thing. So Chris Cuomo advises his brother, and his team says, go on the attack, Governor. The governor starts gaslighting. The governor starts attacking the accusers. Legal experts are saying this could be to avoid criminal charges because this is about reasonable doubt. So they're planting reasonable doubt early on at CNN via the anchor, And the governor doing this by attacking the women, even attacking the investigators. They talked about including dumping opposition research on to go after investigative attorney June Kim. So you see what this is about. It's about laying the groundwork for reasonable doubt in the eyes of jurors who would have had to look at possible criminal charges. Not saying it's going to get to that, but this was a game plan by the Cuomos early on to gaslight and to undercut what could have been coming down the road. Your take?
It's absolutely disgusting. I feel heartbroken for the 11 women. But I will say, Liz, we shouldn't forget about the nursing home scandal, because the media's role in this isn't just limited to these 11 accusers. It's also this nursing home scandal. And we watched the media, especially CNN, over the last year, tell us that Andrew Cuomo was the gold standard of governance, while 15,000 elderly New Yorkers died of COVID because of, or at least in partly because of, Cuomo's nursing home order. He then went on to lie about his nursing home order and the death toll for a year straight while he wrote a book about what a great governor he was. And it was the media's glowing coverage that allowed him to be so reckless with human life, especially and including his brother, Chris Cuomo.
Kristin Tate and Robert Orr, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Liz.